Good morning, everybody. We're in the studio today with Shannon of Lactation of the Lowcountry.
Yes.
I got it right. We had just made that night, kind of reversed the words. So Shannon, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you coming in. We've recently met, probably early December? No.
Yeah, late November.
Late November is when it was. You popped in, we had a meeting, and now Shannon is one of our clients, and we're working with her on her social media and trying to get her some more exposure, ultimately to have way more business than she needs is always the goal.
We may change our mind on that.
We may. So how long where are you from?
Originally from California, raised in California.
Okay. How long have you guys been in the area?
So roughly the summer of 2021, we moved here, but we were snowbirds for a while from upstate New York, and permanently here this last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Love it here.
It is. It's lovely part of the country, the Lowcountry as we call it. It's gorgeous. So the lactation aspect of your life or your career, where did that begin and how did that start?
That actually began with the birth of my second child, my son Hudson. He was sort of the catalyst for a lot of decisions in my career. I've been a neonatal intensive care nurse for roughly 20 years. He will be 12 this year. So roughly 12 years ago, he was born. I became a childbirth doula. And then I decided to also get my certification as an international board certified lactation consultant.
Okay.
Which is very lengthy and wordy, right?
It is,
so we generally just say IBCLC.
Okay.
There are several different credentialing, I guess you could say, for lactation, but that's kind of the cream of the crop.
Was it out of frustration for you or lack of somebody
Not
coming
at
to help
all.
you?
No, actually, it was more out of a passion for breastfeeding. So working with neonates, that definitely led to helping more families in the hospital. But I fortunately was very, very lucky with breastfeeding all three of my kids. And so it wasn't necessarily out of frustration. It was more out of a service.
I could see that. It's a service that's well needed. I mean, that there's a lot of that goes into that, and for me, obviously, from a male's perspective, I am learning more about it as we read and research and do the posting for you, and in helping with the posts. So it's enlightening for me as a man and as a father to see that and all those things that affect everything that goes into it.
Yes, and even well before the baby's born.
Of course, yeah, leading up to that. So it's exciting for me. I love to learn, and this is something I didn't think I would learn more about as I got older.
Wasn't on your checklist?
It wasn't on my checklist, no, but I'm not mad at learning this because it's more of appreciation from the mother aspect and the challenges that they go through mentally and physically to get into that. So what services do you offer to the community?
So since I've started my private practice here in Beaufort, I've been seeing a lot of TRICARE families, really servicing the military families that have very little resources. But I will see families prenatally, like we just discussed, going over kind of what to expect, lay out the foundations of when baby's born, giving them a good baseline. And then, of course, after baby's born, I would love to see them before we have problems started, answering questions. It's a very vulnerable time period in these families' lives. They get home from the hospital and they're feeling really like a fish out of water. They had a lot of support in the hospital, and then suddenly they're alone. So ideally seeing them before there's issues, but I would say the majority of people don't reach out to me until there is issues.
Right, for sure.
And they start compounding, and it becomes more of a very dynamic investigation on my part.
Right, understood. Yeah, because you're trying to basically reverse engineer the problem. So you know the problem, you're trying to figure out why.
Yeah, exactly. And I dream it.
Yeah.
Wake up in the night thinking about these families. So, and I can continually to see them and in helping them meet their goals. And it doesn't necessarily all have to be including just breastfeeding.
Right.
There's many options in feeding your baby, and I have so much experience with feeding all sorts of different ways. And then, of course, sometimes I have families that will see me when they're ready to start solids, and how does that look with breastfeeding, or maybe they're ready to stop.
Yeah, because you got to wean. Obviously, there's a weaning process.
Some processes involved, right?
All the things that go involved with that. What is your area of coverage?
And demographically?
Demographically, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy to go a 30-minute radius, Bluffton. I haven't yet seen anybody in Hilton because there hasn't been a demand so far. But, Charleston and Savannah, they have great coverage, so I'm not traveling
Just
that
kind
far.
of that in between.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for
Yeah.
sure. So the website is coming. I know you're in the
Yes, I
process.
actually just published
Oh, did he publish it?
Yes,
Okay,
I did. Yeah.
What's the URL?
It's going to be lactationofthelowcountry.com. So
Perfect.
very lucky.
Okay, yeah, you can see that right here. Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal that you got that domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then obviously we've got you on Facebook, we've got you on Instagram,
That's right.
and we do informational posts. So we share the responsibility of posting. So the more personal experiences that you have is what you
Right.
will share, and then
Yes.
we kind of handle the what to expect and for the new mothers, and in some top 10 issues I think that we just posted last night
Yeah.
that a mother can experience with some redirect links. So the easiest way to get in contact you is Facebook Messenger for now.
Yep.
But the website does have a contact form
Absolutely.
as well.
Yep.
So anything you want to talk about specifically that we may have not touched on?
No, I mean, I guess a lot of people have questions about how insurance works and
Yeah.
payment. And so there is some detailed stuff there on the website if you're interested in looking in that. But for the most part, I'm TRICARE certified, so meeting those families' needs. And then some other insurances are covered too that you can see. And of course, if you're not covered, we can work on a sliding scale for cash pay.
Yep. And you obviously do home visits.
Correct.
And do you meet families at the hospital? So say if you contact somebody that's before they have a baby, and then you'll meet them after the baby's been born?
Yes,
and
I
then you
can
work-
go to the hospital and meet them there.
Okay.
If they decide to wait till they're home, I can meet them at home.
Okay.
For the most part, I would say 95% of my visits are in the patient's home.
Okay.
So I come to you. I would say that the birth of my first was in England, and one of the greatest gifts was having midwives come to me. One of the pitfalls of our system is that day 3 you have to leave your home to go see a pediatrician, and there's still so much going on dynamically. So to be able to provide that and come to you when it's convenient is a gift that I appreciate. And then alternatively, I can see you virtually.
Yeah, that's perfect. And which, if you ever need assistance with that virtually, that we can help with that too,
Yeah,
if there's something in the
absolutely.
future. But I think there's a conversation that we can have that even if we do some informational stuff for some of the clients, so
Right.
like an onboarding kind of a deal.
Yeah,
there's
and
an
maybe even
opportunity.
potentially some video education things that we can generate so that they can see them, in the middle of the night if they want
exactly.
to.
They can
or
pull it up as a
something.
reference or something like that. And
for
especially
sure.
if they know you and they get to be more comfortable with you versus just a stranger that they find on YouTube or whatever that is, and they're more accustomed.
Absolutely.
Maybe more, receptive
Absolutely.
to that. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thanks
just
for
a
having
quick
me.
conversation to learn more about Shannon and her business. So look for her on Facebook, Instagram, and then the new website. We'll again have it linked down below. But I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.